Showtime! The Capital G Show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here. So guys, we now know of two more TCG exclusives coming out in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy that I'm going to talk about right now. They're both Noble Knight support cards, so if Noble Knights are your thing, then obviously this shows you that Konami has still a somewhat consistent stream of support coming to you guys, so you know, fear not. And one of these cards I think is really good. Alright, so the first card, whose name I will absolutely butcher in 3, 2, 1, Noble Knight Gwalchavad. And again, I probably absolutely butchered that. It's a level 4 light warrior, as most Noble Knights are. 1500 attack, a pretty solid 1800 defense, and his effect reads as follows. This card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field. While equipped with a Noble Arms equipped spell card, this card becomes an effect monster with this effect. You can target one Noble Knight monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and if you do, destroy one Noble Arms equipped spell card you control. You can only use this effect of Noble Knight Gwalchavad once per turn. So this card is pretty decent. I won't go any higher than that. It's obviously a combo-oriented card that combos extremely nicely with the next card that I'm going to talk about. I mean, some of the key plays that I see with this card are, you know, popping your own, you know, Noble Knight equip card, getting a Gawain back, special summoning the Gawain the same turn, and then going into like a quick XC, knowing that you've got all those warrior specific ones like Excalibur or, you know, Blade Armor Ninja that can just potentially put in for a lot more damage than the two guys combined. I do feel like the card is going to be held down by its stats. 1500 is not impressive in the least. If they would have just simply swapped those stats and given it the 1800 attack, the 1500 defense would have been wildly irrelevant in most situations, and I feel like it wouldn't struggle to get over, you know, some smaller beaters like Kabuzars and stuff like that. You know, 1800 is still pretty respectable for a level 4 monster. I just feel like ultimately, you know, this is going to be just, it's going to fall into the category of a soul combo card that you cannot ever put on the board by itself, you know, and I feel like that's going to drag down the playability of the card. Still pretty decent, not going to go higher than that. The second TCG exclusive I want to talk about is called Noble Arms of Destiny. It's an equipped spell that reads, you can only control one face-up Noble Arms of Destiny, equipped only to a warrior type monster. Once per turn, the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. If this face-up card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target one warrior type Noble Knight monster you control, equip this card to that target. You can only use this effect of Noble Arms of Destiny once per turn. Now this card is actually pretty good. It's kind of like an equipped version of Safe Zone. It doesn't give you the full blanket protection of your monsters not being able to be targeted by any effects, but at the same time it does still give you the protection from being destroyed by battle or being destroyed by any type of card effects. It only does it once per turn, but generally speaking, I mean, how many times is your opponent really going to be able to blow your monster up in one turn? Although you can still attack directly, which you can't do with Safe Zone. And at the same time, if this card is destroyed, then not only does your monster live, its effect actually kicks in. As long as it goes to the graveyard, I mean, you basically get the card right back. And the best thing is, you can equip it to the same damn monster that it was just on. So, I mean, you can kind of just use this as, you know, like a semi-crutch. Obviously, it works really nice with Noble Knight Gwalchavad or whatever the fuck his name is, but you know, I see this as one of those cards to where you can get a lot of utility with this card against a lot of matches like Dark World and stuff like that, to where they don't have a lot of pure destruction cards outside of Grapha, and they kind of use Grapha as a beater, a popper. They use it kind of for everything. If you can get a monster on board and you can get this on board, I mean, it can be a long day for them. Now, again, I do wish that it stopped, you know, the targeting effects, because you don't want to have to play against Mermail and they big eye your monster or something like that. But, you know, I do think that this card covers a lot of ground. I say that it would have been so much nicer if, you know, when it went to the graveyard and it tried to trigger and activate, it could just target any warrior monster, because then you'd be able to play this in like heroes, and that would have been kind of nasty. I mean, could you imagine like putting this on Ab-Zero? It's like, oh my god, not only are they going to super struggle to kill the damn thing, when they finally get it off the board, it's going to blow their field up, and then you can like equip it to a Neos alias. Like, that would have been godlike. So let me know what you guys think of these cards. I think the equipped has some potential. I think the monster is a little limited. He's not a standalone monster, completely combo oriented, but it's at least good to see that Noble Knights have not been forgotten and kicked out the back door. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll talk to you later. Subscribing makes life happy.